Hey yo, how's it going, boys? What is up? Sora's back once again for yet another character impression. This time we have Sui. Yep, we have Sui. She is an unknown character. She has 1610 HP, 5630 attack. She's a melee harp specialty with healing style. I see. Jade Scripture, massive light damage to a foe. Always she's light. Just in time for Guild War. Raise tune level by 1. Max is 10. 2-turn cut to Autumn's Watery Reflections cooldown. So, she's Ogi! Yep, she's another harp type character. Inclusive. That's the thing for light characters, I guess. For light setups, I guess they're trying to add that in. Cascading String. 6 hit. Light damage to a foe. Raise tune level by 1. Yep. 50% boost to caster's charge bar. When used to 10 turn onward, charge bar boost effects to light allies. Oh, she's that type of character, huh? Like Grand Potato kind of thing. Alright, so Autumn's Watery Reflection. Restore light allies HP. 2-turn cut to debuff durations. Boost to caster's healing specs. Stackable. Additional effect when used from 10 turn onward. Dispel cancel effect to light allies. All the 10 turn stuff. Scarlet Robe. Scarlet Robe effect to caster and the light ally in the next position. What's with the next position thing, man? Additional effect when used on 10 turn onwards. Extend Scarlet Robe's effect duration. Sharp boost to attack 1 hit. Wait, assassin? And bonus light damage effect 1 time as well. You could have at least give her the entire turn, right? Why not the entire... Dude, this like... It takes it 10 turns for this to take effect and you give her 1 time only. Why? I can understand if you can use this in like literally the beginning of the fight, but like this requires her to get 10 turns for it to only work, right? Remembering Dad? Oh no. Pepe Hands Dad. Light boost to light allies' attack, multi-attack rate, and CA specs. Effects increase based on the number of turns passed. So she's like progression stuff. Willowy Bond. When an ally with Scarlet Robe effect uses charge attack, 1 turn cut to Cascading Strings cooldown. First skill? Oh. And that's garbage. Alright. Her weapon is garbage. Good to know. 135,000 per hit. Base cap. So it's 6 times 135. Yeah, that's actually quite big though. 135 times 6 is a lot. The heal is 2,000. 2 turn cut, yes. And then the healing specs is 10%, 10% up to 30. Okay. And then dispel cancel. Okay. And then this one, 300,000 supplemental CA damage. That's the first one. Bonus light damage upon charge attacks. So this is a nuke, which is around 630,000. This is 100% defense, 20% reduced damage taken, and 10% uplift effect. 50%. That's kind of standard, right? 50% assassin. Echo is 50% as well. 2% boost to attack, max at 20. 10% the boost to double attack, max is 100. 3% boost to triple attack per turn up to 30. And 5% CA damage up to 50. 3% CA damage cap up to 30. So you require, the other thing is you really require the next ally. So in other words, you put Horus in the next line, right? Next character, right? That's the tech, right? Yeah, you want to play Ogi, you can play Ogi without Horus, right? Because if you put Ogi, you can reduce reduce the cooldown of your first skill, so you can spam more of this. I feel like the more you spam this, the better, because this thing is really hard. Like the damage of this is really good. After looking at all her skill set, it looks like you don't really have to like just focus on harp stuff anyway. This is actually quite handy. I feel like this thing is actually really nice, because this applies to everyone and it's quite hefty as well. But the thing is, like, you have to ramp up anyway. She's one of those characters that you need to ramp up because you need to at least have 10 turns. To her defense, right? At least this is one of those characters that can work well on her own. It's not like Vite earlier. I feel like Vite's case earlier was just really bad. At least for her, right? The only problem she has is that she needs to have 10 turns, right? That's really about it. I think her main thing, you just need her to be in 10 turns. The other one that you probably want to make it work is that at least you try to Ogi a little bit. you know, to make this work better. The other thing that I noticed here is also that they said extend the duration, right? Before 10 turns, she only gets 5 turns. The moment she hits 10 turns, it will last for 10 turns. Is that what it is? I'm assuming that's it, right? Because it will just mean that he has 0 downtime. Like before 10 turns, she only has 5 turns. The buff lasts for 5 turns, and then after that, it just lasts forever, basically. I feel like it's either 5 turns or 10 turns, right? There's no in between, isn't it? 6 turns at turn 11? No, it shouldn't be though. Feels like a really stupid thing. I mean, I don't know the character, I wouldn't know. But that sounds really stupid though. Because, dude, this is just way too long, man. Yeah, that just, to me, just doesn't seem to make any sense at all. But yeah, this does add as an extra debuff. So if you are using characters that requires extra debuffs to make it work, you know, like take Song, for example. Song does that too. Yeah, it's a little bit better, right? She has 3 healings. 1 light attack, 1 CA damage, 2 charge bar gain, 2 HP, 2 defense. 3 healing, wow, that's 60%, man. That's 60% healing cap, base healing cap. So 60% on top of the 30% you get out of a second skill. So she can get 90%. Damn, that's insane. Yeah, so because she can kind of heal often, because if you're OGing a lot, right? Because you're reducing this. If you OG, you're reducing this a lot. So in other words, you can reset this a lot because 6 turns by default. Yeah, so you want to max that, max that, max that, max this, and this, and this. And then you're done. Yeah, because that's 18 already, right? No place for anything else. Yeah, because you want to Ogi with her, right? You know, you want to Ogi a little bit with her. So if you don't really want to rely on other characters to give her meter, she needs this, right? If you want to use her. So from what I can see, she's actually relatively nice to use in like your standard full auto. That's one. The other thing she can probably make use of as well are hard raids as well. Because I can see her functioning relatively nice in there too. Because at least she can buff someone that gives a lot of defense and whatnot. Because that applies to herself and the other ally next to her, right? So you have 2 characters that has really high defense and a lot of the Ogi related things. Not to mention, she also has the charge bar gain. So in other words, you can Ogi a lot at turn 10, turn onwards. And you're also able to get this reduced a lot too, the cooldown. So you can repeat this often. So you get a free 6 hit nuke as well. So if you need like the extra, you know, like V2 related things, you know, you need the XX amount of hits, omens. I feel like she can function well as well because of that. Just because that she can provide at least 6 hits. Because in a way, I feel like 6 hits on a nuke is like higher than usual. Because, you know, I think like the lowest side people tend to see is like 2 to 4, right? 2 to 4 is like the lower end. 5 and higher is like on the higher end. She gives relatively good buffs as well. Because this also gives you consistency on multi-attack. Because this is up to 30, right? 100. You're basically giving guaranteed double attack and 30% triple to the entire party, which is really, really handy as well. And then you're also giving CA specs lots of heals as well, which is honestly quite handy too, because she has so much healing specs as well. So if you roll 30% healing cap on the ring for her, she gets 30% on top of this 30% when it's maxed out. So that's 60%. And then you have another 60% on her EMP. So that's like 120% cap, man. She can heal like 4k whenever you spam this. That's actually pretty sick though, eh? Yeah, so I think you can make use of her in hard raids as well because of that. Because she can heal so often, she's reducing the buff durations as well, so that kind of helps. Though we are getting even more raids these days that are immune to this thing, like the debuff duration. Because you know, you guys probably also notice some of the raids nowadays kind of have that, like take Celeste for example. Because apparently Celeste has that attack where the debuff cannot be reduced in duration or whatever, right? So that's another annoying thing. Yeah, I mean the other stuff here, I mean outside of Celeste, maybe some other race that doesn't have this. This is actually really helpful as well in that regard. So yeah, hard rate, she can. I feel like she definitely can work. Bursts and OTK stuff, 100%. You can really fully use her. She does relatively well on her own, but if you have another character that allows her to function a little bit better, in other words, if you have another Ogi-oriented character, like Horus or whatever, to say the least, she'll be way stronger, way better. Just so that, because you can refresh her skills a lot more often, especially if you're, when you're already using Kango MC, for example, right? Because you're already giving so much meter to the team, so you're just going to be able to get this resetted so often, and then you get even more meter with her, so she gets Ogi a lot. Yeah, then you can reset this every now and then. It just helps out a lot, right? Yeah, so like the other thing that probably people may find this a little bit weird too, but like I think this is going to be quite like a normal thing moving forward as well. Like the healing cap that we get nowadays, like on weapons, be it on summons, for example, Lucifer, or even on characters, to say the least, right? That might actually be a much better thing to look out for in the near future, especially when they decided to add even more raids that are supposedly catered towards endgame. Like take Far Zero, for example, right? Far Zero is one of those raids that you can really fully utilize having even more healing cap, because it's one of those raids that hits you really hard, and in order for you to sustain, you need a lot of heals, right? And you always want the heals to come in clutch, right? So the heals having even more higher numbers helps out a lot in that regard, because I'm really thinking this is going to be a very normal thing moving forward, because it does look like the developers are also adding even more weapons like this now, like that adds healing cap, or adding like any form of like skills in your set character or EMP, whatever, to get even more healing cap. And then you can customize your Artima or whatever to have healing cap, or even maybe some other supposedly farmable weapons gives you healing cap as well. What is the most recent one that just has healing cap? Fire, right? Fire Magnetry has healing cap, right? Take that as an example. We are also starting to see that now. That's one of the main reasons why I also said back then, for that particular weapon, it may actually be good in those kind of raids. You never know, because those said bosses hit so freaking hard. We have like 80k HP. You want to sustain it, right? So in other words, you need to heal more. Yeah. So that's why I think her character is actually relatively is slightly above average for me, just because it's a subticable version character, and to have this kind of skill set. My main issue with this is that she needs 10 turns to function, but at the same time, it's like if you're using it on like hard raids, I think that's fine, because you're probably mashing for turns anyway at that time. And also, yeah, I forgot to emphasize on this earlier too, but like when it comes to like the V2 Omen stuff, I was only saying this, but yeah, on 10 turn onwards, you can also make use of this, because you get basically an extra echo as well. But at the same time, it's like the sad thing about this, you only can use this for one turn, that's why. So it's like you have to line it up properly to really make it work. For a subticable character, she's great. Pretty decent character, to say the least. Yeah. But that's all I'm going to say about the said character. Now let me turn into chat. What do you guys think about this character? What are your opinions, chat? Good synergy with Cosmos? Yeah. I can see that from happening too, yeah. She definitely feels like one of the better ones, yeah. I mean, it's like it's quite a big difference to me from Vite, From Vite to this is actually very different. Because Vite is so niche compared to her. Because I feel like, at least for her, right, you're not reliant on like the boss to really act that way. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if in just whatever full auto related things, right, I feel like you can just use her. It doesn't really matter what the boss really does. If you want to go an Ogi oriented team, you just want a full auto whatever, just put the character there and you'll still be fine anyway. Like, yeah, maybe the time for you to finish the raid itself is a bit longer, because if you're using Ogi, that's normal, right? It's not really like a surprising thing after all. Yeah, man. Like Ogi is kind of like a thing now. It's a very, very popular thing now, it seems. Nah, man, they have to keep the lockout, man. Because if they do reduce it a little bit, it makes autos a little bit like way worse. And I don't see why they want to do that. But yeah, anyways, I think that's all I can say about the safe character. It's pretty alright. The design is pretty cute. She looks like an Arun, but she's not an Arun, so I do not know. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. XDD, dude.